Hello, my dear friends. Best greetings from Kyiv, the capital of Ukraine. Best greetings from the cage with entomological material. Best greetings from material in this cage with wild solitary bees. Today we will be talking about bees. Today was a very warm day of springtime. 6th day of March. Very warm, about plus 15 Celsius centigrades. Very warm. The signs, sounds, and smell of spring is coming for everyone. And this smell, light, sounds, and time of spring coming for wild solitary bees. And we are observing them. We are sitting here in cage, sorry about that. But this is experiment about rearing and breeding of wild solitary bees. And today we will be talking about these lovely small solitary bees which are completely cute, very cute and harmless. Completely harmless. You take them in hands, it's absolutely safe. Because they are stinging, but stinging very accurately. And only females, and they don't like to sting at all. Because they belong to a very special family of leaf-cutting bees. Wild solitary bees. They are not social bees. They are solitary bees. Actually, it's expected to find them, to observe them, to breed them in early springtime, usually in April, because they're hibernating inside their cocoons, somewhere in their home nest. But I received this material from breeder, and I am very pleased to show you these bees, because they're very funny, they're very active, and quite interesting to talk about them, showing them, and speaking about them. So today we'll be talking about interesting family of leaf-cutting bees, Megachilidae. Name of this bees Megachilidae. And these bees belonging to genus Osmia. And this species is Osmia cornuta. Very nice, very interesting bee, which is used for breeding, for rearing in captivity, and for application for pollination in some farming areas, for home gardens, for greenhouses. Quite useful because they're very cute, they're not stinging, and they are not dangerous for workers in greenhouses. And it's quite easily to attract them to big hotels, because it's possible to breed them during the spring and summer season, collect their cocoons, and they're hibernating inside these cocoons, and only next springtime they will hatch, despite many difficult circumstances, because they need to survive during the whole season, during the whole summer, autumn, winter, and half of springtime, because they have many diseases, have many parasites. To be precise, parasitoids, some fungi can destroy their brood. Their larvae dying because of some diseases. But despite their parasitoids, some hymenoptera, some diptera, some flies, they try to reduce their population. Sometimes they are very funny, crowding in this cage, so you can observe how many of them can be during breeding. And we start to talk about family, Megachilidae. I can tell a little bit more about family, Megachilidae, in general. Or maybe later we can concern about this species precisely. Okay, for beginning I will tell you who are these bees which are sitting here crowding and trying to escape. But we cannot escape because we have here just a last lid over this petri dish. These are males and females of Osmia cornuta, interesting species of leaf-cutting bees, which are making special nests inside cavities and they just hatched from cocoons. Many here, you can observe here many small size males and big size females. Not many females, by the way. Surprisingly, not surprisingly, it depends from the size of cocoon. Usually females, they have bigger cocoons, obviously, and eventually males, they have very small cocoons. They're nice bees, they're making interesting mess. They're great pollinators of different plants, especially in gardens. They prefer family Rosaceae, such as apple, pear, plum, belonging to such Latin family, Latin name of species name plant Cerasus, Prunus, Pyrrhus, Madus, and some species of legumes as Trifolium, Lupinus, Caragana, Robinia. These are preferable plants for their pollination. When they are flying, their flight season is actually from March till the June. Maybe they can hatch even in natural conditions as well, because now today it was plus 15 degrees centigrade, and under the sunshine, even in the shadow, it was over 20. So they could hatch from their natural nest very easily. What about their nesting habits? The females, the bigger specimens here, they make nests in different substrates. They can easily accept trap nests, such as special cavities, special tubes, artificial tubes for their breeding. So that's why it's quite easy to make such kind of traps or bee hotels to attract them. By making nest, which is linear, cells are separated by transverse partition, which are done by the soil. The cell diameter during these holes should be from 5 till 9 millimeters, and length of cell usually from 10 to 17 millimeters. Cocoon, you can see here cocoons. They hatch from cocoons. They did emergence holes, and cocoon is oval with apical special very tiny nipple. Cocoon diameter is about from 5 millimeters up to 9 millimeters in length, something between 9 and 19 millimeters for females. This species has very aggressive parasitoid or kleptoparasite. This is a Drosophilida fly belonging to genus Coxogenus indicator, which are reducing their population sometimes subsequently very much, but it needs to prevent it. So that's why in artificial breeding we use just cocoons for breeding, and we just eliminate all parasites during cleaning of cells. Hello friends, hello who is coming to our stream. We are very happy because we are just emerged. We were sleeping inside cocoons during the whole winter. Now this is the first day which is very warm in Ukraine, plus 15 Celsius degree, so that's why we just hatched. So we're searching for space. We're searching for place for mating, and then for a place to build new nest, if weather will be comfortable and good enough warm for building their nest somewhere in cavity or in tubes. So that's why we are crowding very fast, searching for each other. But many of them here are just males, sorry about it. We can feed them, by the way. I prepared special small piece of cotton to feed them. So don't worry about them that they're hungry. For sure I need to feed them. I have piece of cotton with honey liquid, and let's watch how we will feed or not. I'm not sure. So because they are very active, they try to escape, but it's quite easy to keep them inside this cage. Because if they escape, I can easily put them inside. They are not stinging. That's the most beautiful feature of their behavior. So you can make smaller magnification. What about virus? Okay, there are some viruses, honeybees. So you see, I will feed them with honey. Open a little bit, put here. Let's watch. We will find it or not. We should find it. Okay, first bee found it. First bee, second. Eventually we will find this piece of with honey. But they attracted more by light. And with by honey as well. Sorry, today we have an English language stream to attract more audience from English-speaking countries, from United States, from India, from Europe. Maybe tomorrow I will make a stream in other language, so for another audience. But today I have some material in English, so I'm interested to make this stream in English, and also I got some donation sponsorship from my American sponsor, Elizabeth. Thank you, Elizabeth, for sponsorship. You're very kind to support entomology and science of entomology and science of studying insects. Hello, Elizabeth. If you are watching us, you can watch us later. Thank you for your donation. Couple bees escaped from the cage and flying somewhere here in my laboratory. So if I see here, I can catch it as well and put it inside the cage. Oh, making noise around. But fortunately these bees are very cute, they are not stinging, so it's not dangerous even if I sit on a bee. They are not honeybees, these are leaf-cutting bees, but they belong to genus Osmia. Somewhere flying around. All right, yes. Trying to fly to the light. Anyway, actually, these bees are making the nest because they are cutting small pieces of leaves and bringing these leaves inside the cavity. And they belong to family Megachilidae. Okay, let's talk about Megachilidae family. The Megachilidae family. You can see how many species of these funny, interesting hairy bees are distributed and living in Europe. In Europe, many species, by the way. Many species belonging to this family Megachilidae. It's approximately, up to now, it was described in different literatures I found to a present moment, that 156 species of Megachilidae are distributed in Europe. Maybe even more. Maybe some new species have been discovered since the latest 20 years. Because I'm making this information up to the 2000 and not later. I didn't have a review for Megachilidae of the latest couple of years. So 156 species and 25 genera of Megachilidae leaf-cutting bees are distributed in Europe. That's quite interesting. That's very funny that so many species are known in this family in Europe. We have a very special morphology, very special behavior, interesting imaginal stages of development, interesting life cycle, interesting nesting. We can talk about a little bit about it. But we have quite many natural enemies. For example, you can say, do we have natural enemies? As I said, yes, some bees. We have natural enemies like flies or diptera. We have predators, parasites. We have some diseases which limit the number of Megachilidae family. Of course, there's some adults of these bees can be caught by amphibians, reptiles, spiders, some predaceous insects like philanthus wasps, like hornets, Vespa crabra, like solitary wasps, cerceris, by some dragonflies and other predaceous insects. But also the nest and progeny of leaf-cutting bees, Megachilidae, are destroyed by a variety of insects, such as Dermaptera, Lepidoptera, Phyticidae, family Lepidoptera, order Diptera, including family Xenopinidae, and also family Drosophilidae, by larvae of Dermistidae beetles, including genera Anthrenus, Atagenos, Trogoderma, by some Clearidae family, and genus Trichodes. The larvae of Trichodes, for instance, were eating the store of provisions of bees. They behave like kleptoparasites, but destroy the eggs and larvae of bees like predators. Wait, I close the... yeah, okay. Also some adults of and larvae of beetles, darkling beetles, of a family Tenebronidae of genus Tribolium, family Cucuidae, genera Lemophoides and Oryzophilus, adults of some species from family Osmotidae, and of course ants, Formicidae, were predaceous insects which are limiting the population of Megachilidae family. For the progeny of Megachilidae bees, the largest groups of pests are kleptoparasites and real true parasitoids. Kleptoparasites lay their eggs in the cells of the bee nest, in the cells of this bee host, different species, and the larvae of kleptoparasites develop thanks to the store of provisions, which is intended for the feeding of the host larva of bees. But kleptoparasites are eating the provisions of bees. The kleptoparasite larvae kill the egg and host larva, and sometimes the host larva dies because of a deficiency of food, for sure, as the larva of kleptoparasite develops more quickly and eats the store of food. True parasitoids lay their eggs in the body, on the body or surface of larvae. The ectoparasitoids or inside the body as endoparasitoids of the bee larva, and rarely on the host bee pupa. The parasitoids larvae were feeding on tissues or lymph of bees. So many species are included in the list of parasitoids of Megachilidae. So the list of these species include orders Hymenoptera, Diptera, Coleoptera. Most of these parasitoids belong to the order Hymenoptera. And also there are some diseases, such as mycosis, which are produced by some fungi. Actually, it's known that approximately 100 24 species of fungi are known to destroy bee larvae and pupae. The most dangerous and most pathogenic fungi are Ascafera or Pericystis apis, Ascafera aggregata, Ascafera atra, Ascafera fumicola, Ascafera promiperda, Ascafera major, which are causing the disease names called chalky breeding, which is actually dangerous disease for honeybees as well. The representatives of some other genera of fungi, they are causing the melanose disease, which destroys ovaries of bees female, changing them into the black mass. There are also some kind of subtotrophic fungi, which affects the story of provisions, larvae and prepupae, in the case of high humidity, which can be destroyed by this saprotrophic fungi like Cleptosporidium, Penicillium, Erotium, and Aspergillus. So they can destroy some provision or just pollen, which are stored by bees inside the host nest. Okay, let's talk about morphology of these bees. Morphology is quite interesting. Or we can talk about nesting behavior. Nesting behavior is interesting. Morphology is mostly for specialists. But regarding morphology, it's necessary to talk about the structure of pollen collecting areas of these bees. Because honeybees are collecting pollen by using their hind legs, using their scopa hind legs. What do these bees using for collecting pollen and nectar? For nectar they use their mouth parts, but most important they are collecting pollen. You see here, they are feeding on water and honey, so we're very happy about it. But these are males. Tiny specimens were males. Wait, I want to make a little bit more light. Yeah, that's much better. We're crawling around. We're already not attracted by the honey. Quite many of them. Here, more than 20 individuals just hatched from cocoons. The most important in the morphology that we have very special pollen collecting hairs or scopa of females. The scopa is located on abdomen sterna, so pollen is collected by using their abdomen hairs, not by hind legs. Hind legs are used by honeybees. One honeybee is just flying somewhere around, attracted by the light. Will die somewhere if I cannot catch. Anyway, so let's talk about nesting behavior of Megachilidae family. Nesting behavior is very specific, very interesting, and different for different genera of Megachilidae family. leaf-cutting bees of a family Megachilidae are typically solitary bees, where each female builds and provisions her own nest. The bee builds the cell successively one by one, then later fills these cells with food and lays one egg in each cell. Then bee closes the cell with a special lid. Nest construction lasts about 2 or 3 weeks. Most species of leaf-cutting bees, Megachilidae, nest in aggregations. They are not making colonies, they are not social bees, they are solitary, but they are living all together in some kind of aggregations, in groups. They prefer to be in aggregations. There are large aggregations of the nest it can be done on roofs, inside wooden walls, on rocks, large stones, on small aggregations, even inside the ground. Megachilidae family, Megachilidae bees, are divided into 3 groups according to the method of their nesting. First one is lodger, burrowing and mason bees. Second, burrowing, and next, mason bees. Most species are lodger bees. The females make nest in pre-existing cavities. They make nest in the screens of the passages of xylophagus, beetles in old nests of bees, and wasps in the wood and in the soil, in hollow dry stems or in stem branches, in galls of some wasps such as cynips wasps sometimes, and readily accept artificial nesting sites like bee hotels. Some species of genus Hoplites were belonging to burrowing bees, and their females gnose canals in soft pith of branches and stems. Burrowing Megachilidae bees include also some species of genus Liturgus, where females gnaw passages in rotting wood, and some species of the genus Megachilidae, which excavate tunnels in the soil. Some Megachilidae living inside tunnels in tree branches, and some making special excavating tunnels in the soil. Mason bees, which are also Megachilidae, include some species of genus Halicodoma and some species of genus Hoplites. Females of mason bees make their nests on the surface of walls, on rocks, stones, or in large screens, using for building small particles of earth, clay, small pebbles, and glue them with saliva. Some species of genus Antidiellum are also belonging to mason bees, as their females make nests with special resins. Actually, the nesting habits of Megachilidae bees, they differ from each other by a wide variety, from primitive nests with passages divided by partitions like genus Liturgus, or some complex nest with genus Halicodoma. The main and most constant structural element of the nest is the cell. There are 2 types of cells of the Megachilidae bees. The cells of the first type, the cavity is limited by lateral walls, bottom and top, and it's made by the female from different building material collected outside the nest. Such cells are built by females tribe Antidiinae, with genus Halicodoma, genus Megachilidae, all species of genus Antocopa, and some species of genera Hoplites and genus Osmia. Inside cells of second type, the cavity the cavity is limited by transverse partitions forming the bottom and the top. In this case, the females don't build any lateral walls, but use the walls of a cavity. Such cells are typical for all species of genera Liturus, Helostoma, genus Hyriades, some species of Hoplites, some species of Osmia. We are observing Osmia cornuta, and we are talking about behavior and nesting behavior of Megachilidae family. It's about their life cycle. We can talk about a little bit about life cycle. That's quite important. What's about life cycle of Megachilidae bees? Life cycle of Megachilidae bees are as the following. Megachilidae bees are usually monovoltine. It means the development cycle from egg to adult is finished during 1 year. It's finished in 1 year. Diapause, that is the stage of the last instar larva, or prepupa, or really pupa. Adult diapause is typical for early spring species of Osmia. All these funny bees have been in adult diapause during the winter, this winter, so they have been hibernating during autumn and winter. The development of the first generation of polyvolatile species usually includes diapause, but is absent in the second and further generations. The duration of embryonic development in Megachilidae bees varies. Larvae of some species appear after 3-4 days, other on day 10 or 14. The nutrition of larvae continues for the period during 8-12 days or 25-45 days. They differ from other groups of bees by very early defecation during feeding. Some species of Megachilidae bees begin to defecate after 4th or 8th days of feeding, while others on the 2nd or 5th day before finishing the feeding. The duration of defecation period is the same as that of feeding. Then happens the formation of cocoon. The formation of the cocoon begins after completing the defecation, but during the feeding, the larva prepares for spinning the cocoon. The larva moistens the walls of cell with the secretion of salivary gland, then excretes silk, which attached to the excrements to the walls and the hole and the poles of the cell. Having completed defecation, the larva begins to form the cocoon, covering its body with silk. The duration of cocoon formation ranges from 4 to 8 days. The larva in the cocoon transforms into a prepupa, but its development at this stage is usually interrupted by the winter diapause. The post-diapausal development from the prepupa to adult continues during the time period from 19 up to 29 days in some species, or even up to 50 or 60 days in other species. In some bivoltine species of Megachilidae bees, the cycle of second generation lasts about 25 or 50 days. The cycle of development of some parasitic species of Megachilidae bees is similar to the cycle of their host. In this case, development of a parasitic embryo is quicker than that of a host The larva of kleptoparasite bee appears before the host larva. It's very active, it looks for the egg or host larva and destroys it and feeds on its provisions. A kleptoparasite larva of some bee species develops before the host larva and eats some of food, and in the older age destroys the host larva or eats all the food and the host larva perishes. Proterandry is very typical for Megachilidae bees. The males emerge before females, so that's why you can observe here more crawling males rather than females. Maybe in a couple days some females are coming from bee cocoons as well. I'm sure that bee cocoons were still containing some females. In some species of Megachilidae bees, males and females emerge simultaneously from the nest. But for example, the males of the genus Anthurium can appear later than females. So that's why activity of males and females can be different. But usually males are hatching earlier than females, like in this species of Osmia, Osmia cornuta. I'm pleased to show you these lovely bees. Can move a little bit around, show you who is males, who are females. Okay, these are males, which I differentiated from females by white hairs on face. This is a male, long antennae, quite short body. These white hairs on clypeus, just on the face. And this is a bee cocoon, still not hatched, I guess so. This one hatched with emergence hole. So what's about females? Females? Okay, yes, this is female. Where? This one, this big one. This is a big one, and this is a female. Oh, no, this is with white clypeus. Female with special horns. This is Osmia cornuta, so 2 horns on face. This one, big one. Face is black. This is female. And this another female. Males have white hairs, and female has no white hairs. So many here, like this one, grooming. So this is female with black head and black hairs on the face. And slightly bigger size. These are two males, 3 males altogether, crawling around. We are not mating yet, so we need to have some time for relaxation, maybe sometimes for feeding, like this one. You see, this one is feeding using this very tiny proboscis. You see here, proboscis is moving. This male, and also long antennae. And this male as well. Yeah, you see feeding using tongue or proboscis. Funny bees, aren't they? Quite attractive. Hello, curious koi. Thank you for your sending some donation. I have received it with a message on my email about it. Thank you for your kind support. Thank you for your sponsorship. Today we are watching these funny leaf-cutting bees of genus Osmia. This is Osmia cornuta with two special horns on face. Many males and maybe only 3 or 2 females. Some other females still didn't hatch, maybe hatching later. So I gave a piece of cotton with a liquid of honey. So we're happy to feed on it. So we are not thirsty, not hungry. So this one is feeding on honey. Very happy about it. Image a little bit freezing. And this cocoon is empty. Already completely big exit hole. Making smaller size will show more activity. Very completely cute. Even females. I can take even a big female by hands, by fingers. They are not stinging. They can only escape. For example, I can take this is a tiny male. Male not stinging at all. Come on, come on. I put it back. But I can show it the same with female. Okay, female is here. Yeah, female, this is a big female. Trying to sting me a little bit. Big mandible. Oh, you're stinging, but not very painfully. Trying to bite me and try to sting me. There are 2 horns on face, very big mandibles, black hairs. This one escaped. Wait. If I take it in hands, where she's biting me, female, but not very painfully. Because Osmia has a very tiny sting. Okay, let's put it back. Okay, I put them back. Thank you for visiting our stream about these lovely bees. Today we don't have too many visitors, but who knows? Tomorrow will be Friday. Today already is night time. Friday between Anytime between Friday and Saturday will be more people, I'm sure, for tomorrow. As we say, we're expecting next day as a spring day or Women's Day, each day of March. So men are busy with flowers, with some gifts for ladies. One bee still escaped, lying somewhere around, but not very actively. I will find it later, hopefully. Here we have just a piece of cotton with liquid of honey. So bees are feeding on honey. They are males mostly. Many males and only 3 females. All males they have white hairs on their face, on clippers, and orange hairs on abdomen. And quite a big females here. Yes, this on the right. This is a female. With black hairs on face. B1, this is a female. Obviously bigger size. Many cocoons are empty. Very funny and curious bees. Some females are still sitting inside cocoons. They're just slowly making exit holes. Like here, in central part. You see here, Here. This is exit hole. Female is making exit hole. This is a male, but still sitting inside. This one is trying to escape from cocoon to hatch. This is a female. Thank you for being with us. Thank you for interest and curiosity. Our stream will be continued. Maybe tomorrow will be more individuals here in cage. More females will hatch eventually from cocoons. Hopefully everything will be alright with them. Everything will be alright with our stream. Thank you for coming to our translation. To be continued tomorrow. I'd like to go to the light for sure. So that's why we're moving. Picture is freezing sometimes. Just to activate them. If you want to support my channel, you can visit to Monobank, or you can visit to Patreon page, or to use PayPal. All links are given under the description of this video. Check links to be a sponsor of my channel. Thank you for sponsors as well. And don't forget to stand with Ukraine, support Ukraine, help Ukraine, and Ukraine forever. Tomorrow will be continued. I will show you next stream with one another species of bees, Vespa rufa. This was Vespa cornuta, family of Megachilidae bees. Wild solitary bees. Good luck. See you soon in next stream. Bye bye.